the White House pushing back, saying they didn't violate a court order. Quote, the order came too late and illegals were already in international airspace. The El Salvadoran president posting...
This is stupid. Bunch of dumb going around in circles.
Yeah, stupid. It's like just a bunch of dumb going around in circles.
Whoa. This is the coolest show in the history of television.
Yeah, it's the coolest show in the history of television. Yeah.
Nombre. César Eliseo Sortomaya.
Donald Trump has had enough. He's had enough of these corrupt federal judges. He's had enough of this woke propaganda. He's had enough of, late night liars. And he's just doing whatever he wants at this point. Corrupt judges trying to slow him down. All of this nonsense. It's not going to work out for him or for the media, especially when you bake in the fact that Trump has the highest approval that he's ever had right now, as the Democrats hit their lowest approval ratings ever. The media just has no idea what people want or what people are actually interested in, and they continue to spiral. And when these federal judges are trying to slow him down from deporting gang members, he just said, nah, player, I'm just going to do it, and what are you going to do about it? And it's just great. El Salvador takes in hundreds of Venezuelan gang members from the U.S., even as judge moves to block deportations. A judge moved and told basically Trump to turn the plane around, right? Meanwhile, we just released a new, deportation meme. Where is this clip? It's just so good. Yeah, here. They're going to one of the worst prisons in the planet. The full video is 3 minutes long, and I love every minute of it. Shaving their heads. That's what it's all about. Get in line. You want to come to America and play around? Yep. A judge tried to block that. Members of the feared Venezuelan gang, Tren D Don't Really Care, are deported from America and hauled into El Salvador's notoriously tough Terry confinement center. This is the moment we're still saying alleged, of the Venezuelan criminal organization were hauled into El Salvador's notorious terror confinement center. The United States sent 200 members of the Venezuelan gang to be in prison. Today, the first 238 members of the Venezuelan criminal organization have arrived in our country, he said on X. He shared a video of several men in handcuffs and shackles being transferred from a plane to heavily guarded convoy. The gang has been linked to kidnapping, extortion, and organized crime, and contract killings. Bukele, in a meeting last month with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, offered to house the prisoners for the United States in his country. The iron-fisted leader said has seen soaring popularity in Latin American country for successful crackdowns on criminal gangs. He's also faced criticism from human rights groups. Well, I don't really care if this is how he treats these people. I don't. But it is wild to me. He said, a judge tried to stop this. Here you see, this is where Trump defends deporting dangerous prisoners out of U.S.
These were bad people. That was Congress.
The Alien Enemies Act has only been invoked 3 other times. They were all during times of war. Do you feel that you're using it appropriately right now?
was a time of war because Biden allowed millions of people, many of them criminals, many of them at the highest level. They emptied jails out. Other nations emptied their jails into the United States. That's an invasion. And these are criminals, many, many criminals, murderers.
I agree. Now, they tried to, so this federal judge said, well, you can't do that. And then Trump just said, nah. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can't stop me. Trump orders also the dismantling of government-funded propaganda peddling media outlets. Trump ordered the functions of VOA be eliminated to the maximum extent in an executive order. Listen to this.
I'm reading them. So if they suck, we'll order Joe Mackey to give Jerry Nadler a sponge bath.
Oh, well, that's not a relevant clip. Voice of America has been out of step with America for years. It serves as voice for radical America and has pushed divisive propaganda for years now. Senior White House official told Fox News, Trump signed the executive order on Friday that commands the dismantling of 7 government offices, including the United States Agency for Global Media, which is the parent for the company Voice of America and Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. The non-statutory components of these functions, the following government entities, shall be eliminated to the maximum extent consistent with applicable law, and such entities shall reduce the performance of their statutory functions and associated personnel to the minimum presence and function required by law. Carrie Lake, whom Trump named as the Voice of America's next chief in December, is currently serving as a senior advisor at the U.S. Agency for Global Media, told employees to check your email for more information on your employment future. The president has issued an executive order titled Continuing the Reduction of Federal Bureaucracy. It affects USAGM and outlets VOA and OCB. If you're an employee of the agency, please check your email immediately for more information. I can tell you what it said. You're fired. Lake, who's also a former news anchor and Republican Arizona political candidate, posted to X. OCB refers to the Office of Cuba Broadcasting, which is a Spanish-language government-funded radio and TV broadcaster that operates radio and TV Marti in Miami, Florida. Employees received an email Saturday detailing their employment was in fact terminated, the Wall Street Journal reported. So it's unclear how many were affected. I mean, maybe somebody can come in and fund them. You know, that's totally fine. You know, if somebody wants to come in and fund them, you know, and they want to become a private entity, that's fine. I just don't want any U.S. tax dollars going for it. From top to bottom, this giant agency is a giant rot and burden to the American taxpayer. The national security risk for this nation is irretrievably broken. While there were bright spots within the agency with personnel who are talented and dedicated public servants, this is the exception rather than the rule, the press release said. So you ends up saying, nope, we're done. Voice of America, done. Why? I mean, the U.S. government shouldn't be funding any news media anyway. It just feels like, ripe for potential corruption, right? Now, going back to the Alien Enemies Act, Trump blocked from using his Alien Enemies Act. Houthis vow retaliation after U.S. airstrikes. So the U.S. did do some airstrikes, which, again, I don't like. I am not a fan of. And while I understand what's going on with the Houthis and why they suck, I'm sure Hassan is celebrating this. But, it's just the thing with the Houthis is different because they're taking over cargo ships that belong to Americans. And they are, so I don't have a problem with them being sending in special forces and eradicating them. What I don't want is to get in yet another war, and I don't want indiscriminate bombing. A federal judge expanded his ruling, temporarily blocking the Trump administration from invoking the Alien Enemies Act on Saturday, preventing the removal of Venezuelan undocumented immigrants presumed to be members of the trendy I Don't Care gang. But Trump said, I don't care. CNN Sunday host Jake Tapper pressed Republican Senator Mike Rounds on the move's legality since judge ordered the administration to turn deportation flights around and bring people back into the U.S. We'll find out later whether or not that actually occurred. I don't know about the timing on it. I don't know that we'll even follow the law. Houthis are vowing also retaliation on the U.S. after the U.S. launched a series of airstrikes in Yemen. Trump ordered a series of airstrikes on the Houthis, a militant group backed by Iran. Okay, remember that. You know how bad our government wants to go to war with Iran. On Saturday, the president said the U.S. would use overwhelming lethal force to take out the group. Russia and Ukraine traded attacks over the weekend. Now, if we see, what's going on with these Houthis, it's not great. U.S. fights off Houthi drone attack on aircraft carrier. Iran-backed terrorists launch audacious assault on warship after Trump airstrikes battered Yemen, but defense officials insist strikes were all downed well before posing any serious risks. Blow them up. I don't care. You wanna sink U.S. cargo ships? That's fine. There's a price for that. It's like we need to go back to that. What was that movie? Like God of War or something like that. It's like they kill. They take out one of ours, we blow up a city. They take out a city, we take out a. Whatever the penalty, whatever they do, the penalty should be like a 10x multiplier. It's the only language these people understand. There is no diplomacy with the Houthis. They want to. They're literally taking over boats, by the way, and holding people hostage. And taking their lives. These people have families, things like that. U.S. warships downed around a dozen drones fired by the Yemen's Houthi terror group well before they ever could pose a threat. Senior defense official revealed just hours after the rebels claimed to have mounted an attack. American F-16 and F-18 fighter aircraft took down 11 drones fired by the group since President Trump approved an order on airstrikes over Yemen on Saturday, Fox News reported. Now, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Propaganda is real, but I have a feeling we'd be seeing footage if their strike was successful. Tracking also showed at least one Houthi missile failed in flight and splashed down in waters after Yemen. The U.S. military took no action because it was never deemed a threat. LOL. The official said, news of the drones being disarmed comes in the wake of the Houthi group claiming to have attacked the Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier, as well as several American warships in the Red Sea. The Iran-backed group said, without offering any evidence, that they attacked the Truman warships with ballistic missiles and drones in response to the U.S. attacks. Never happened. You can see the ships are just fine. But this is an important passing for ships, and they're constantly getting taken over. Several unnamed U.S. defense officials dismissed claims at the time and said they were not aware of any Houthi attack on the Truman. The claims came after the first set of Trump's airstrikes against Yemen's Houthi rebels took at least 31 people out, which were triggered when the Houthis stated that started raiding ships and vessels bound for the West. America previously set up aircraft carriers in the Red Sea, much to the ire of the terrorists who were attacking Israeli ships during a 15-month conflict in Gaza. The Houthis claim that America's intense barrage of strikes, of course, took out kids, which were carried out by the British military. You never really know. To the Houthis, your time is up. Your attacks must stop starting today. If they don't, hell will rain down upon you like nothing you have ever seen before. That's my president. Trump has had enough. He has engaged, punished Trump mode. And when we're talking about terror groups and things like that, I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them doing it. I just don't want to get in any wars. It's not like Syria is going to start a war with us. So if you want to root out, or Yemen, you want to root out the Houthis, fine by me. They brought this upon themselves. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. And we'll talk to you again real soon.